Thiruchitrambalam, Hara Hara Nama Parvati, Padaye, Hara Hara Mahadeva, Sitsapesa, Sivasidambaram, Tenarude Sevane, Putri, Nattavarkum Mereva, Putri, Thiruchitrambalam, எடுக்கும் மாக்கதை இந்தமிழ் செய்யுளாய் நடக்கும் மேன்மை நமக்கருள் செய்திட தடக்கை ஐந்துடை தாழ் செவி நீள்முடி கடக்களிற்றை கருத்துள்ளிருத்துவாம் உலகலாமுணர்ந்தோதற்கரியவன் நிலவுலாவி நிர்மலி வேணியன் அலகில் சோதியன் அம்பலத்து ஆடுவான் மலர் சிலம்படி வாழ்த்தி வணங்குவாம் சைவத்தின் மேற்சமயம் வேறிலை அதில் சார் சிவமாம் தெய்வத்தின் மேல் தெய்வமில்லனம் நான்மறை செம்பொருள் வாய்மை வைத்த சீர் திருத்தேவாரமும் திருவாசகமும் உய்வை தரச் செய்த நால்வர் பொற்றாள் எம்முயிர் துணையே தில்லைவாழந்தனரை முதலாக சீர்படைத்த தொல்லையதாம் திருத்தொண்டத் தொகைடியார் பதம் புற்றி ஒல்லையவர் புராண கதை உலகறிய விரித்து உரைத்த செல்வமலி குன்றத்தூர் செக்கிழாரடி போற்றி ஆதாரமாகிய மாணிக்க வாசகர் பாதாரவிந்தம் பணிவோம் பண்டு செய்த தீதான பாவங்கள் எல்லாம் தீர்ந்து ஞானோதயம் வந்து கூட்டிடுமே. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். Dear devotees, welcome back to the Periyapuranam Discourse series. By the grace of the Almighty Lord Shiva, we are going to think through the wonderful life history of the great VIRANMINDA Nayanar today. Let me pay my obeisance to the lotus feet of Thiruchitrambalam and also to the 57th Pontiff of Gomathinayagam, Sri Guru Gomathinayagam, Rajasaramani Swami as well. All right, with the blessings of Lord Shiva, let's go ahead and get started with VIRANMINDA Nayanar Puranam. VIRANMINDA Nayanar was from Chenganur in Kerala. Kerala of today was known as Malaynadu, or Cheranadu, because the currently what we call Kerala used to be ruled by the Chera kings. King Thiruchitrambalam Nayanar, one of the 63 Nayanmars as well, he ruled the Kerala. So it's basically very rich in rainfall, water bodies. We still see that, also fertile soil. Thiruchitrambalam mentioned about Parasuram in the very first song of Periyapuranam, in VIRANMINDA Nayanar Puranam. So we do need to think about the connection of Parasuram with Kerala a little bit. So Parasuram, the son of Rishi Jamadagni, who was killed by Kshatriya king. And Parasuram prayed to Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva was pleased with his prayers and then gifted him axes, so we call Parasu. And using that axe, he took revenge of all those Kshatriyas who killed his father and killed around 21 generations of Kshatriyas. He performed the rituals for his ancestors in the pool of blood of Kshatriyas. So after his anger subsided, when he decided to get rid of the sins he made, then he recovered a vast land under the sea by throwing his axe. Varuna blessed him. Then he gave the land to the pious Brahmins in Kerala. That land is what we call Kerala. It's also called Parasurama Kshetra. So now even I think it's Tirunindriyur Devar, Saint Thiruchitrambalam Swamigal. Devara hymns, one of the songs of the Padikam, Pattisai Parasuramarku Padam Nalgiya Thirukkondadai. So he mentions that Parasuram worshiped Lord Shiva in that Padikam. So Nayanar was from Chenganur, a very famous place. Cultivation was the famous profession in Chenganur. And Nayanar was born there, and he had intense love and devotion for Lord Shiva and his devotees. If he happened to see anyone, any Shiva devotee, being slighted or insulted by anyone, his intense devotion would transform into an uncontrollable anger. He had that level of love, that much love for Shiva devotees. And it's a customary to pay respect to devotees of Shiva present in the temple before going into the temple to worship Lord Shiva. So he was doing a lot of services in temples across in Parashurama Kshetra, Kerala, and then he came to Tamil Nadu. He worshipped Shiva in many shrines, and then finally he came to Tiruvarur, where Tiruthandattogai was composed with Sundar Swami. When he came in, it was not composed yet at that time. So he was in Tiruvarur every day. Viranminda Nayanar was worshipping, going to the temple, worshipping devotees in Tiruvarur, Devasini, Thirukavanam, and goddess Nilot Balambal and the Lord Puttidananda Swami. So when you enter through the Tiruvarur, the moment we enter Tiruvarur temple, on the right side there is a big hall called Devasari Thirukavanam. That's where always devotees will be gathered and praising Lord Shiva. You could hear uh, them enchanting stotras, panchakshara, etc. So even till now, if it's still it's still a custom in the worship, in the way of worshiping Thiruvarur temple. When you enter Thiruvarur temple, you do pay your obedience to Devasari Thirukavanam first. Then we go into the Tyagaraja Samadhi and Puranaam Samadhi. So it was one day, Saint Brahmanda Deva Nayanar was heading a list of devotees um, gathered in Devasari Thirukavanam, praising Lord Shiva, chanting Panchakshara and other stotras praising the fame of Lord. At that time, the great Vantondar, Srimad Nambi Adura Swami, who is the friend of the Almighty Lord Shiva, entered the temple as well to worship Lord Tyagaraja. If you recall, we discussed this in detail in Third Kunda Puranam a few classes back. When Sundarapati Swami entered the temple, and he did see the devotees gathered in Devasari Thirukavanam. And in his heart, he was thinking, when would I become a servant of these devotees? So he did pay obedience to those devotees in his heart. But he thought that anyone can worship Shiva, but in order to serve or become a servant of Shiva devotees, it's not easy. You really need the Lord's blessing. There's a next level of your devotion. So he was praying to the Lord, seeing the devotees, he was praying to the Lord, when would I become a servant of these devotees, Lord? When would I reach that level? So literally, Sundarati Swamiyal was paying respect to the devotees in his heart and praying to the Lord to give an opportunity to serve his devotees. He crossed, but he didn't come close to the Devasari and Thirukavanam, the hall where the devotees were gathered and headed by our saintly Nayanmar, Viranminda Deva Nayanar. Then he started going inside the temple. Then Viranminda Deva Nayanar noticed that how rude that the devotee, he was going into the temple directly without even paying respect to Shiva devotees gathered here. It's unacceptable. And then one of the devotees in the crowd, he stood up, Swami, it's Sinambhiyarurar, one Tondar. He's a friend of Lord Shiva. When he came to Tiruvarur, he came in all of our dreams and asked us to welcome him. And Shiva gave his friend, he befriended him. Then Viranminda Deva Nayanar, oh, really? Okay. And then he commented harshly and very loudly, Vanthondar is taboo to us. He's out of our relation. I'm expelling him from Saivism. Literally, that's the meaning. He's taboo to us. He's not related to us now anymore. Because he didn't pay respect to Shiva devotees. And then another devotee stood up and said, he's the friend of the Lord Tyagaraja Swami. Oh, there's a devotee who doesn't pay respect to fellow Shiva devotees gathered in Thirukavanam, going into the temple directly, disrespecting, showing rude behavior, and the Lord of Tiruvarur befriended him. Okay, then we expel him as well. Unbelievable. He said, even the Lord is taboo to us. Respect must be paid for Shiva devotees first in the temple. And then Sundar felt really hurt because that was not his intention. It's actually one thing we should learn from Sundar. There are two instances. This one instance, and also when he asked the Lord to help solve the dispute between Paravyataya and himself. Lord helped him. But when Ergun Kalikamanayana heard about this, that Sundara sought Lord's help to solve the dispute with his wife, he said, unacceptable. A true Shiva devotee would not do that. Of course, the Lord helped him, but still, when Sundara heard about Ergun Kalikamanayana got angry because he asked Lord to help him with his wife. He said, okay, that's why. Oh, I made a big mistake. I made a devotee angry with my behavior. First of all, he said, I accept my fault. We need to. I need to go and ask him to forgive myself. He immediately accepts the fault, even though he did not make any mistake. So nowadays we all should learn that from Sundara's life history, that we never ever argue with others. Even somebody points mistake at us, we first of we accept that first and say sorry. That's what Sundara did. He felt hurt and prayed to the Lord of Lord of Tiruvaru, Tyagaraja Swami. Swami, when would I become a servant of your devotees? Please make me a servant of your devotees. Then the Lord appeared in front of him. Sundara, do you know Viranminda, my devotee Viranminda expelled both of us from Saivism because you didn't pay respect to the devotees. Lord, who am I to even go close to the devotees, your devotees? They are so auspicious. Do I have the rights? I'm not entitled. You need to bless me to become a servant of your devotee. And yes, go ahead and sing the praise of his devotees. Viranminda Deva Nayanar will be very happy, and then he will appreciate you. How would I do it? I need your blessings. Then Thiruvaru Tyagaraja Swami, he gave him the first verse of Padikam. Tillaival Andanadam Adiyarkum Adiyen. I am the servant of Tillai. I am the servant of a servant who serves the Tillai or Andanar. Lord said, the Lord said. Then Sundara continued the Padikam. He praised all the 63 devotees and also the 9 devotees that belong to the specific groups. He completed the Padikam, and everyone heard that Padikam. Viranminda the Nayanar became very happy. Then Sundaramurti Nayanar when he went to the Devas in Tirukavaram, he bowed his head. He paid the respect to all the Shiva devotees, the Viranminda Deva Nayanar. Viranminda Deva Nayanar also welcomed Sundaramurti Swami to Devas in Tirukavaram. He hugged him, and then the holy assembly, all of them together started praising Lord Shiva. And then Viranminda Deva Nayanar continued his service in Tiruvarur for a long time. On one fine day, the great Viranminda Deva Nayanar reached the lotus feet of Lord Tiruvarur, Gomathinayagam Swami. And you can still see the statue of Viranminda Nayanar in the second Gopura. When you enter Thiruvarur temple for the east Gopura, on the right side you have Devasana Tirkavanam. After Devasana Tirkavanam, you have a next Gopura, they call it Ariyangavu Gopura. In that Gopura, you have Viranminda Nayanar. So we must seek permission from Viranminda Nayanar before we enter into Thiruvarur temple. That's one special rule in Thiruvarur temple. We must pay respect to 63 Nayanmar first in Devasana Tirkavanam, and then we also pay respect to Saintly Nayanar, Viranminda Nayanar, and then we go around, then we go inside the temple. In Periyapuranam, Thiruchitrambalam Swami says, Viranminda, why expatriate further? The world is enlightened by the Tirthunda Tohai, and it is to Viranminda we owe it. Because the Tirthunda Tohai came, Sundarti Swamigal chanted Tirthunda Tohai because Viranminda Nayanar raised concerns for not worshipping, paying respect to Lord Shiva devotees. And then he said, "You're taboo to Shivam, and the Lord who befriended you also taboo to Shivam." Both of them came out of the temple. And the Lord said, "Televalananda Madiyarku Madiye." Then he came back to Shaivism. And then Sundarali Swami completed Tirthanda Togai praising the devotees of Lord Shiva. He also came back to Shaivism. So he said, he being the reason of Karana, Tirthanda Togai, Karana being one key reason for us to have Tirthanda Togai, Viranminda. Is it given to me to hail him in full? Do you think I can hail him in full? No, I can't hail him. It cannot be. He cannot be just hailed in my text. It is beyond. And then he says, I pay my respect to the Devanayana. Then I will go ahead and proceed to narrate the service of the great Amarnidhi Nayanar. It's a very short Purana in Periyapuranam. But great message. That's all about Viranminda Nayanar Puranam. Viranminda Nayanar was the key reason for us to have Tirthunda Togai. Without Tirthunda Togai, we wouldn't have got Tirthunda Tiruvantadi, we wouldn't have got Periyapuranam, we would have never known about the life history of 63 Nayanars. So we are extremely grateful to the service of Viranminda Nayanar. Thiruchitrambalam, Viranminda Nayanar திருடிகள் போற்றி போற்றி என்றபின் இன்பப்பெருகும் இயல்பினா ஒன்று காதலித்துள்ளோம் என்கிற மன்றுளார் அடியாரவர் மாண்புகன் என்றது எங்கும் நிலவி உலகலாம். திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். ஹர ஹர நம பார்வதி பதையே ஹர ஹர மகாதேவா. சிற்சபேசா சிவசிதம்பரம். தென்னாருடைய சிவனே போற்றி, என் நாட்டவர்க்கும் இறைவா போற்றி. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம்.